Welcome back, everybody, to the Insightful Podcast. We gain insight in order to move forward in life. Today, this podcast will be about the hidden habits that are secretly ruining your life. So, I have 5 points to go over. So, let's just get straight into this. The first point is the just one more mentality. How small, seemingly harmless decisions, one more episode, one more snack, one more snooze, compound over time and destroy your discipline. The perfect example of this is the snooze example. If you tell yourself that you can only go to the gym in the morning because the rest of your day is crammed with things that need to get done, if you just have that mindset of one more snooze, you'll end up sleeping in and skipping the gym entirely. And I actually dealt with this week because I went to bed extremely late because I was working on the business. And when I would wake up, I would only be able to go to the gym at 5 a.m. because once again, the next day, I have to work on the business the whole day. And because of that, I would miss the gym entirely, right? So this is the thing about these small decisions will compound over time, and especially if you're someone that is just getting into something that is new to you. Because imagine you just tell yourself you're going to get into the gym, and the snoozing aspect of it is what's holding you back. Then a month goes by and you went to the gym 3 times out of the whole month. You made zero progress in your physique, right? So these small but seemingly like harmless decisions can actually ruin your self improvement journey because you'll constantly be making them over and over again, and they'll hold you back from the goal that you're actually striving to achieve. So I guess the important thing is to analyze the small decisions that you make on a day to day basis and see how they're affecting your progress in your life. The second point is constant mental clutter. How overstimulation, endless scrolling, notifications, multitasking kills focus and productivity, making it impossible to think deeply or take meaningful action. This is so true because if you guys are the type of people that have ever tried to do deep work, set a 3 hour timer, put your phone away, put your computer on do not disturb, and just work, you will see that it's almost like you could get more work done in 3 hours than you would have gotten done in 8 hours, right? So the constant mental clutter of stopping to scroll on your phone or constantly checking notifications or text messages, these simple things will take you out of your workflow and make you distracted, and then it'll be much harder to get into that flow once again. So it's important to realize that what you are consuming and what is, taking up mental real estate in your mind could be affecting your productivity and could be effectively ruining your life, because if this continuously happens, that's when you'll see that months will go by and you'll be like, damn, where did all the time go? It was wasted because you weren't productive in the moments that you should have been. The next thing is the validation trap. How seeking approval from others, for example, external praise from your peers and social media, keeps you stuck in inaction, afraid to fail or take risks, right? If you're someone that maybe has been posting on social media and you got a lot of good engagement, but then all of a sudden, maybe the engagement's not as good as it used to be, that might get to yourself because you realize, oh, I was being validated by these likes and comments, and now that's not happening anymore. I don't feel too good about posting. And then maybe you stop posting because you're not getting the results you once were getting. And what this does is it just holds you back, right? It holds you back from actually trying to figure out a way to, move past this plateau, and it just slows you down, right? And when it even comes to the validation trap, when it comes to starting something new, you might be like, oh, will people praise me for this or will people make fun of me for this? And depending how you answer that question might be the reason why you never even start something in the beginning, right? So it's important to see, am I doing this thing because it makes me fulfilled and it makes me feel happy and it makes me feel like I'm doing something great for my own life? Or am I only doing this to please others? Or am I not doing this thing because I know how others will view me? So those are important things to meditate on anytime you're starting something new or you are in the middle of something. The next thing is tolerating low standards. How letting small things slide, a messy environment, skipping workouts, procrastination lowers your overall quality of life and self-respect. This is the truth, because even though I've been productive this week when it comes to business and those kind of areas of my life, yes, I'm hitting the gym 5 times this week, but the way my split was set up was I was supposed to take a specific rest day and I didn't. And because of that, it just makes me feel like I'm not, living up to the standard of myself, because I told myself that the only time I would go to the gym is in the morning. In the morning, I go because it's the best time for me and it is difficult. So if I start my day with something difficult right away, that is exactly when I know I'm going to be building more discipline, right? So if I let this cycle keep running and I don't get up and I don't go to the gym, it is eventually going to lower my self-esteem, right? So you need to realize that those small things that you put off, or those small things that you don't do that you told yourself you were going to do, is going to lower your self-respect for who you are. So you need to be very careful when thinking it is just something small, because subconsciously it's actually making you a lesser version of who you are. And then for the final point, and I feel like this is not spoken about enough, and that is living on autopilot. How not questioning your routines, your beliefs, your daily choices leads to years of wasted potential without even realizing it's happening. This is why there's so many people that are older than you that might have said to you that they wish they would have done something else or they should have pursued something else, is because in those moments where they were doing something that they did not like and they did not feel was fulfilling for their life, they actually never gave themselves some time to sit down and think, is this really what I want to do? So if you're able to kind of remove yourself from the situation that you're currently in and ask yourself these deep questions about what you're doing and who you currently are. Let's take a quick break to speak about the sponsor for the podcast. I am now working with a company called Attilius Apparel, and if you want Christian fitness wear that looks like this, or this, click the link in the description. Now let's get back into the podcast. You will be able to see, maybe these past couple months I've been living on autopilot, and because of that, maybe I'm not being my best self. So the biggest thing I could take away from this whole podcast is that you have hidden habits right now that could be ruining your life, and you just need to bring them to light. You need to reflect and ask yourself the questions on exactly what you're doing and who you are. And once you're able to kind of realize those things, you'll be able to see those bad habits come to light and start to, get off of them and start to try to break them as best as you can, right? All right, guys, that has been this episode of the Insightful Podcast. If you guys enjoyed this episode, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know any topics you'd like me to speak about in the future. Take care, everybody, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Crush a cold to a diamond, eyes forever shining. Your beauty alone inspire a nigga to rhyming.